Babies conceived through in vitro fertilization, or IVF, may have a higher risk for death in the first weeks of life. Swedish researchers looked at 30 years of data involving nearly 3 million births. They found, compared to those who conceived naturally, IVF babies had a 45% higher risk of dying within their first year of life. The scientists believe the increased risk may be a result of IVF babies being more likely to be born prematurely, which can have negative consequences on their health. At the epicenter of the coronavirus, Wuhan, China, the president of the first hospital to treat infections has died from the virus at the age of 51. The death toll from the virus is now more than 1,800, and almost half of China's 1.3 billion people are under varying forms of travel restrictions and quarantine measures. If you find yourself overeating, you might want to think about the quality of sleep you're getting every night. As Meredith Wood shows us, the two things could be linked.
A good night's sleep does the body good, and it can also make sure you put good into your body. According to research published in the Journal of the American Heart Association, people who aren't getting good sleep tend to eat too much sugar and other unhealthy foods. The study looked at nearly 500 women between the ages of 20 and 76 who self-reported their sleep and eating habits for a year. The study found over a third of the women had poor sleep or some level of insomnia. Those women reported eating an additional 500 to 800 calories per day on average, and they ate more than the recommended amounts of saturated fats, added sugars, and caffeine. They also fell below the recommended intake of whole grains and fiber. The study suggests one reason for the connection between sleep and eating is that when we are sleep deprived, our hormones stimulate hunger. Insomnia can also trigger the parts of your brain that make it harder for you to control cravings and rash decisions. So be sure to make sleep a priority. Turn your gadgets off at least 20 minutes before bedtime, make sure your room is dark and cool, and don't eat large amounts of food before bed, making your gut uncomfortable. For today's Health Minute, I'm Meredith Wood.